Hello my friends, welcome to my channel. I'm Elaine. Today we're doing the next prompt for Junk Journal July, which is bags, and we're going to be working on this page here. And for this I have this box I got from the Disney store. Actually, it's covered in Mickey and Minnie and it's just lovely. I love it. I couldn't throw it away, so I used it to store all of my bits and pieces of, well, rubbish, bits and pieces of junk. So I had this bag in there and I just love this. I love the illustration on it, and this shop, see if I can get the thing to be in focus. This shop, it is a European chain. I think they're Swedish, maybe they're Dutch, I'm not sure. But it is a chain, a lovely shop where you can get very reasonable priced home decor and crafty things, and they do food as well, some dried food, not like groceries, but you can get some bits and pieces like teas and sweets and stuff like that. Haven't been to it in a long time. The only one close to me is in Cork, which isn't all that close to me. So I haven't been there in ages, but I got this bag the last time I was there and I love it, and I would like to incorporate that into my journal for bags. Not sure how I do it because the size is obviously too big. I could maybe fold it over and create something that way. I don't want to lose the illustration. Maybe we could do something like that. I don't want to lose the bag element of it either. We can cut it there. I would have preferred to have it going this way, but it's just too big. I do kind of like that, and I'll just have to trim it down to maybe there. It's almost like I'm adding like an extra little journal to it. Maybe we can make some sort of a flip, although I've done a lot of flip features in this. I wonder what else I could do. Okay, so my idea is I found these little pieces of plastic in that box, this box of random ephemera yesterday. So what I'm thinking of doing is making these into like a frame and then putting the plastic in there and there, cut this bit off, and it will be like, you know, those photo cards that they used to have where you'd open it up and there'd be two pictures inside. So that's what I'm thinking, and I'll add in my Regency element then inside here. So I will cut up this first. So how I'll do this then, I got this new blade, so I will try to use that. I was talking away there and I wasn't recording at all. So I got my cutting board and it fits inside the bag, and I just placed these down and just marked the outsides of them, and then I'm going in 1/4 centimeter to so that I can stick them to the paper on the other side, so that there's a bit of a frame going around them. I'm just going to use this blade and the ruler with the paper on the cutting board to cut out my frame. That is a very sharp blade. The paper is quite thin as well, so. Okay, there we go. So there's our two windows. Where is the lid for this? There we go. I'm amazed at how sharp that is. I got that on Paper World. So this one is going here. And I think I'm just going to have to cut off that little bit down there. I think I may go over it with washi or something anyway to make it more decorative. Okay, so this is the way my bag is going to go. I think I'll just try using Pritt Stick on the edges there. Mostly out of laziness. So I'm not sure how well anything is going to glue to this plastic. Actually, I wanted it to be on the inside, but now that I'm going to go over it with washi tape, I'm just going to put it on the outside. It's easier for me to do it that way. I see people often making these things with these that are like full of glitter and stuff, and you shake them. They're so lovely, and I would like to do something like that, but I don't think I have anything to put in it to make that. Maybe some other time. I think it's kind of a Christmassy thing, isn't it? But you know what? Flower petals might be nice. I have a load of them. They might make a fun shaker element. With a nice Regency picture and a load of flower petals. I would need more plastic though, and I probably have some. Oh shoot, I got glue on that. Yeah. Okay, just gonna use that, raise that up so they don't stick to the paper at the bottom. I found these lovely ladies in my stash of things, my box of journaling cards. So I think I'm going to put them in. Maybe they look better facing each other or facing away from each other. Facing away, it kind of looks like they're fighting. So I'm going to decide on this, and then I'll stick them down, and I'll see if I can find anything to be like confetti or something. Oh, I just tore that up. I'm going to decorate around these anyway, to put inside it, to have like confetti or something. I don't know what to call it. Yeah, I'm going to do them facing each other, and I'm just going to tape them down inside the bag. It's actually pretty difficult to get things to tape down inside there without moving around, but I think I'm getting it to work. And I have this little box, it's a little tiny hat box, that I have this full of little bits and pieces that I actually use to take photos. So like I use them as filler, I don't know what you call it, props for taking photos. And I have these little jars of things. So these are just mustard seeds, but I think they would work well as a little bit of confetti. And then I have these little tiny flowers, which I think would be pretty as well. That's just cinnamon, but I can easily replace these once I buy a new thing of mustard seeds for photos. Don't think I have anything else small in here. Everything else is kind of big. Some leaves. I think just a small amount from these two would be enough to make something a little bit interesting. It might even look well, actually. It just look like it's full of dirt. But let's see. I love to try out things. We'll just do a little small amount. We won't go bananas. I'll show this one. I'm just going to tape down like 3 of the sides and then put some things in here, and then we'll see what it looks like. I should probably actually have lifted the images a bit to give the things room, because otherwise they're not going to move. Yeah, kind of just looks like bits of dirt. Maybe a pressed flower would be nicer in it. Let's see, now I have to try to pick out all these mustard seeds. Oh, they're falling out, perfect. So it would have been a disaster anyway. Okay, so in here I have some pressed leaves, maybe some petals, and then some feathers. A feather might be nice, a white feather. I'm not even 100% sure what's in here. It's been a while since I pressed them. Okay, I don't know what they are, but let's see what they look like. I actually quite like that. Having a leaf inside it and maybe a feather. Let's try a small feather. Yeah, I quite like that. Just occurred to me that I should have put the plastic on last. I should have put my picture in and my things down and then put the plastic over it. But you know, like I said before, why would I do anything straightforward and easy? Now I'm going to cover the sides. I'm just going to do some washi, maybe some stickers, some bits of paper, just random things I'm going to fill in around here. Not too much, but just to make things more secure and more interesting. Oh, it just occurred to me I haven't mentioned anything really about Jane Austen July. So I'm listening to the audiobook of Mansfield Park and I am enjoying it. I'm not far into it because my plan was to listen to it while journaling, but I prefer to be in silence when I'm journaling, especially with recording. It makes it a lot easier just to not have any background noise on. And the one I'm listening to is narrated by Billy Piper, and then there's a full cast doing the dialogue of the characters. I watched an adaptation of film of it a few years ago, which I think is very different to the actual book. There was it brought in elements of slavery and things like that I don't think Jane Austen would have written about. And I have been watching this show called Miss Austen, which is, so far it's pretty good. I'm about 1.5 episodes into it, and it follows Cassandra Austen after Jane Austen has passed away, her sister Cassandra, and it is about Jane Austen's letters to her sister-in-law, and I'm not sure if she finds someone else's letters, but so far it's mostly to her sister-in-law, and how Cassandra destroys the letters. So the story is told mostly in flashbacks of Cassandra's when she is reading the letters. I believe it's largely fictionalized, like it did happen that Cassandra destroyed Jane's letters, but the events of this and I suppose the flashbacks from the letters is fictionalized, because I'm pretty sure we don't know what was in those letters since she destroyed them. But I am enjoying my little bits of Jane Austen that I've had so far this month. I will likely rewatch one of the Pride and Prejudices. I reread Pride and Prejudice in May, so it would be nice to watch one of the adaptations. I'm afraid I might have made this a bit too busy looking, so I'm just gonna see what maybe adding some scrap papers to it might look like. I have scrap papers everywhere. I never throw away any of my cut-ups, especially if anything is stained with coffee, then it's definitely not getting thrown away. These cards, maybe a small card might do something interesting. Yeah, I don't throw away anything. I like this dot paper. I like the idea of this looking a bit like something that someone has maybe in their bag or something, that's just after getting covered in bits and pieces of stuff, something that's always carried with them. This is from a book page that I actually stained with wine, red wine. Something you could think about doing if you got a bad red wine. Okay, that's pretty interesting. Still is pretty busy. It might take away from... It's so difficult to get things to go down straight. Okay, there we go. There's what I've done. Now, let's see how we will put this in. There's two ways I could do it. I could glue the whole thing down, or I could turn it into a flip, another flip, like that. I decided to keep the bag open. I could glue there like that. Since we have like that there. That's what I'll do. And I will use wet glue for this. So we will put this here. So now I can add something else in here. And I can use here as well. I think I will ink the edge of the bag. And I'll have a think about what I'd like to add to the rest of it. Really should have done this before I stuck it in. But again, do I ever do anything that makes sense? So this is what I ended up doing for bags, for the prompt bags. So I included this bag and it's still opened up fully, and I put in these frames with the plastic cover on them and just put the petals and feathers inside and then collaged around it. Nice little teacup here. These ladies, I'm not sure, I think they might actually be Victorian, not Regency, but you know, close enough. And then the bag folds over. I really wanted to keep this just as it is, this illustration that came on the bag. And then this comes out like that, and we have another little Jane Austen illustration. This is from a book, I think it was a book about Jane Austen. It's called The Letters and Novels of Jane Austen, something like that. And I think I came across the image on Flickr, I'm not sure. I have a library on my computer that is just full of public domain images that I have found in random places on the internet. So this is the collage I made for this, and I used another one of those lovely envelopes from the chapter 1 papers kit. I'm so in love with all of these envelopes. I'm starting to think, I really wanted to use them as much as possible in this, but I'm starting to think now that I should just give them their own little project. I love them so much. I am enjoying using them in this as well. So then I made this little card that is from the kit as well, and then I made a tag from one of the images on the kit as well, and I just used a punch to do this. I used this punch to do that. I got this on Paper World and just added a little string to it. So they go in the envelope, and that's it. That is today's bags journal spread. So there we go. I'm happy with this. I think this is maybe a little bit busy, but I enjoy doing it. So yeah, I'm happy to leave it as it is. And I'm very happy with that. I love those two ladies. They both have bags in their hands. The reason I chose this image. So yeah, there we go. That is it for today. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you in the next one.